So my experience with iOS 18 so far actually hasn't really been that bad, and it hasn't really been like the best experience of all time. It's been great on a lot of devices that I've owned, but it's been kind of weird with the thought process behind iOS 18. And I've never seen a, software update from Apple where the first beta was actually pretty decent. There weren't really too many crazy issues with it, but the first beta actually caused one of the weirdest things I've ever seen Apple really ever do. And this specific thing is specifically with Apple Intelligence. And my problem with Apple Intelligence is the fact that this particular thing that Apple kind of threw in here is only supported on the latest and greatest iPhone 15 Pro. Now, I do think Apple Intelligence is such a monumental feature, it's such a great feature for sure, but there's a couple weird inconsistencies that Apple's kind of thrown in here that just make me a little confused as to why Apple chose to kind of go down this direction with this particular device. So with the iPhone 15 Pro, this iPhone is very similar, I would say, to an iPhone 15. There is a lot of overlap between these two types of devices. Now, I'm not sitting here saying like these are the same exact phones or anything like that. These are very, very different phones for sure. But I look at both these devices and I do feel like in some ways, Apple could go through and support the Apple Intelligence feature on not only the iPhone 15s, but the iPhone 14s, the 13s, probably all the devices all across the board. Like, I really do find it weird that Apple didn't support it on all these phones. And that was the one big thing that I saw here. The other thing that I did see here on these particular devices too was the fact that with Apple Intelligence, the fact that Apple's starting to make these big differences between the Pro models and the base models of that particular year, the fact that this is such a major feature, it wasn't just like a small little thing Apple kind of threw in here, it's a very big feature. The fact that Apple's kind of doing that is very, very concerning because they're going to start making some really big differences between they're not going to make big hardware differences as far as I can tell between the Pro and the base models unless, things like we haven't already seen before, like a triple camera or something like that on promotion. But they're going to start making these software differences that are going to be the really, really big differences. I could see a lot of people switching up to the Pros, for Apple Intelligence, which is totally justifiable and that's totally fine from a business perspective. But I really do think the fact that the iPhone 15 could have supported it is the fact that it kind of throws me off a little bit. There's not really that big of a reason why this phone couldn't have gotten it. In fact, the M1 MacBook Air is getting these types of features. And I would say the iPhone 15 and the M1 MacBook Air really aren't that far off when it comes down to the performance. In fact, even the M1 iPad Air I think is getting it too. So I'll be curious to see what happens, but iOS 18 I guess is the software version that kind of started these massive differences. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.